Hi there, it's Alexandra here with the Middlesized Garden April garden tour. And it's been a fantastic month. Everything's been just bursting out and nature has really woken up after winter. We've had some very hot days, the hottest Easter for a long time, which was about 25 degrees Celsius, which is about 77 degrees Fahrenheit. But there's also been some cold days and some misty days. And I don't think I have ever had to water my garden in April before. New life is bursting out everywhere, whether it's in the streets where I live, in my own garden, in London or in the countryside. So I thought I'd give you 40 seconds to music of just the things that I've seen, the really gorgeous April scenes I've seen in the last month. The little lamb got up safely from the straw in the end, by the way. The main thing about April is blossom and tulips. And as the month went on, the leaves of the deciduous trees, the catinus and the lime, came out, and the silver birch, and that's been absolutely beautiful. We have two climbers on the back of the house, and both of those have come out in the last month. The one on the left is Virginia creeper. It's called Parthenocissus henryana, and it's a much less vigorous form of Virginia creeper. The one on the right with the white paint tips to its leaves is called Actinidia kolomikta, or an ornamental kiwi. And later on in the year, those white tips turn pink. It's a really striking shrub and it's very easy to look after. The weeds are out in a big way, of course. And my rhubarb bed is infested with something called butterbur, which has quite large leaves. So I'm trialling two ways of getting rid of it permanently. On the right-hand side, I've smeared the butterbur leaves with a gel weed killer. On the left-hand side, I've weeded by hand, but I've covered the whole bed with cardboard, and then I've put mulch on top of the cardboard to conceal it and to keep it in place. It was quicker to do the gel, but I did have to go back after I'd done the gel and pull out all the annual weeds by hand. So it took me about the same time to do both sides of the bed. 3 weeks later, both sides of the bed are free of butterbur, except for one or two little plants that have either come up around the edges of the cardboard or which have popped up and obviously weren't put off by the gel weed killer. So both methods are successful. In the veg beds, I've decided to buy plug plants rather than growing everything from seed. And I think that although this looks as if it might be more expensive, I suspect it isn't necessarily. I spent £20 on this group of plug plants, and it would have cost me about that to buy all the individual packets from seed, although obviously I would have had a lot more seed left over. Meanwhile, most gorgeous this year, the tulips have been fabulous. There's tulips ballerina and burgundy, and I'll put some of those in the description below. The daffodils have been very good, still in April, and in fact, at the end of January, I found a bag of daffodils I'd forgotten to plant, so I just shoved them into some pots, and as you can see, they have come out, so it does show you can plant your bulbs very late. The crab apple blossom has been wonderful. It is the most fantastic tree for small gardens, as I think I've often said. The apple blossom is just coming through, and the emerging leaves of the smoke bush just look wonderful with the evening light coming through them. There are some specific plant names in the links in the description below, and if you've enjoyed this, please do hit like, because then I'll know you'd like more garden tours. And if you haven't subscribed to the Middlesized Garden YouTube channel, we upload on Saturdays with tips, ideas and inspiration for middle-sized gardens. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.